Stephanie White went crazy. She went crazy in the press conference beforehand. I don't know if you saw it. You should check it out. It was a thing of beauty. She just lost her mind. She started quivering and almost started crying when she started preaching to us. The wheels are coming off, and that's a good thing. Ramona said, do you think Stephanie White was real talk? Great question. She had a written script. I think she manufactured all that emotion. I think she doesn't care. I think her PR people or whatever said, you got to get in front of this. And she mentioned Sophie's name kind of barely. That wasn't good enough for me. If she had said, look, I'm critical, but if she had said in the press conference, Sophie Cunningham is someone I care about. I'm sorry I made it sound like I didn't care. But no, instead, she blamed everybody else. She blamed the people on social media. She called people haters. She said there's fear-mongering. She used those words. Can you tell me what the fear-mongering is? We just want some basketball, and we want a coach that's going to protect the players. Everybody in the media piled on everybody. There are people in all sorts of different podcasts and media everywhere that was holding her accountable. The biggest ESPN stars were holding her accountable. Everybody knew that Stephanie White made a huge mistake, and Stephanie White knew it. I told you in the last show that this was going to change everything for her. She started getting quivery. Her lip was shaking. Looked like she was going to kind of cry. I think most of it was an act, but when she kept reading a script, I realized it was an act. So we'll see. If you guys did not watch the press conference, you can go to YouTube. Indiana Fever has it. You can also watch my short, which I'd love because that gives me views. But my short has the full press conference unedited, and it's Stephanie White just having a temper tantrum. But yeah, the lieutenant governor of Indiana came out and said, fire this chick. So, I think clearly Stephanie White is not getting the memo. And that little phony press conference when she had a script that she had a hard time even staying on and then acted all quivery, she's not getting the memo. She is so out of touch I'll just say this, she is so out of touch with the Indiana fans. Think about how radical she is in her non-traditional world. And it's nothing, have fun, right? Look, I'm not traditional. I'm radical in my personal world. But Indiana's very, it's about basketball. It's a basketball state. Basketball's God. It's like Texas and football. So you can't mess with your basketball in Indiana. And Stephanie White is not Indiana. She's just not. Even though and I'll say this, I know what you're thinking. She was on the coaching staff that won a title there, but she's not Indiana. She is just a pretender. And she's not that vibe. And this is what we're seeing. But look, we're all Indiana. Think about that. We're all Fever fans. I mean, this is a worldwide phenomenon. Remember in the first year, people were flying from China, Germany, internationally. People were flying to see Caitlin Clark. And this is what most people don't understand when they get in the spotlight like this, is that it's not about you. She's so lucky. She won the Caitlin Clark lottery. Think about that. She's so lucky. And she does not have humbleness. In her press conference, what was crazy is she was screaming, you got to be humble. Everything she said, she's just not. When she said, she said, I'm sorry I didn't watch the whole tape before I made my comments. She even didn't believe it when she said it out of her mouth. You could see her kind of like cringe when she put the lie out there because she knew it sounded like a lie when it came. When people pretend to create a lie, it sounds great until it comes out of their mouth. She just seems so phony when she says it. And I'm thinking, are you serious? You were 3 feet away from it. And you're telling us you didn't see it? It just gets worse the more she opens her mouth. So that's why politicians and celebrities, Dan Patrick from ESPN did a thing on it today. He's like, he said, I don't have a problem with Stephanie White being a propagandist. I agree with him. That's the W. Because it's not about basketball. It's getting there, but it's not. He said, but you have to protect your players. Like what she said was an abomination. So even coaching people, even professionals know you don't do that. So Stephanie White just doesn't have credibility. I don't even think in her whole profession, but she has credibility with the lunatics that run the W. That's a long rant on that, but it is what it is. Vitor Hassi, should the Fever fire Stephanie White? That's a great question. It's not really a no-brainer because if they're winning, she keeps her job. But most likely because the fans just cannot stand her, she's probably out either way. Look, if they don't make the playoffs and they have a calamity, I'm sorry, they'll make the playoffs. But if they don't get out of the first round and they have a calamity like that, it's possible. And if she keeps running her mouth, it's possible. I do think Stephanie White will continue to say stupid things because of that press conference tonight before the game. That was unnecessary. You didn't have to piss everybody off. She did it again. She just can't help herself. Or maybe she's trying to go viral. But look, fine. Honestly, I don't have a problem with her inclusion mentality. That's not my issue. My issue is she doesn't care about her players. Cut to a scene of later on. Remember Kelsey Mitchell has that layup and falls down. It was a cool moment. Stephanie White, they show her. They make a point of it. She's screaming and clapping. Does she ever do that for Boston? Does she do it for Caitlin? Of course not. I don't know what her problem is. I really don't. She surely doesn't do it for for Sophie. Did you see the clip that was circulating today? Somebody at the game was right under the basket. They showed Stephanie White when the hard foul happened. I know I'm digressing, but it's interesting. When the hard foul happened, Stephanie White ran towards the foul and passed up Sophie and went right to Dejanay Carrington and checked on her. Are you kidding me? It's incredible. She just does not care for her team. But look, I'll give her this. People work for people and with people they don't care about in the workplace. So they're coworkers. But her job is to not love people like she keeps preaching love. She doesn't love anybody. Her job is to keep people safe, okay? Jack on TikTok, Jack Attack. That's a cool name. Very simple. She will be gone after season. I agree with that. Unless they win a title, that's the only way that you could save her. But there are circumstances where people don't stay. I think there are so many. We talked about this last night. We did a live on TikTok, just only exclusively. We did some football, but we got to basketball. I really feel like that there are a lot of really good coaches licking their chops, just waiting for Stephanie White to implode. Who knows? She may resign and get another gig. She might actually take herself out of the equation. You cannot put that past her. She's bitter like that. And I think when Stephanie White showed her true colors and stood up for the player that attacked her player and acted so nonchalant about it, she let her guard down and we all saw it. And then tonight she had to try to put up that fake facade. So it's just, Stephanie White is so wrapped up in politics and what people think about her outside of basketball. It's just going to be obvious when you listen to her what the agenda is of that week, right? It's just always an agenda, right? There's always something new. But it's being shattered. I'll tell you why, because good basketball is now getting through it. Before, we didn't have basketball this good. The Fever played well, but not like this. And Caitlin Clark is really living up to the hype. Shauna Cross, let your freak flag fly, but keep basketball about sports, not narratives. I agree. I got a freak flag. Everybody kind of does. I'm not traditional. I'm not. But I'm traditional about basketball. Because if you dilute the sport that's been around for 100 years, you're just doing a disservice to yourself because it shows you're a fool, right? It shows that you're making it about you. And back to White, when I saw her, when she said what she said, I watched before the game, my first thought was, you just got to make it about you all the time, huh? You got to make it about you. You can't say, I misspoke. Sophie's a great player and she's amazing. And I like Dejanay Carrington as well. I'm a friend. Just be honest. I'm a friend of hers. I like her too. I like both the ladies. It's hard. I mean, you could say that. People would respect that instead of this, fake bullshit like it's her against the world. The only reason why we want her fired is because we want her fired. It's nothing personal. She's just a joke, she's just a joke on the sideline. And she's winning because of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell and Leah Boston and everybody else. Chaos and lip gloss. She's one of the reasons people view the W as a joke. Yeah. The W. Yeah. She makes it the W. Honestly. And when her statement was so ridiculous, she had a piece of paper. Watch it. She's like, and this. And then she even did this fake hand thing. It was like, come on, man. It was so cooked. And then she got up and stormed out. It was a temper tantrum that people would expect Caitlin Clark to do, right? Like a 25-year-old would do that. not 45. Like what she did was just embarrassing to her. She's a cartoon character. And what's crazy is we're all resigned to the fact that it's over. She just hasn't caught up yet. But look, if they're winning, it's going to be tough to fire her. I'll just say that. Chaos and Lip Gloss. We agree. She lies. She doesn't even support it. She's a total liar. Like she totally she lies to everyone. She's a big time liar. And that's what I think we're learning is that Stephanie White will just change facts to make herself look like some kind of a hero. She's a really, it's a pathological. I was like, when she said, I didn't watch the tape till after I made my comments, first, that's dumb. If that's real, that's stupid. That shows how dumb you are. That's stupid. Why would you even say that? But two, she's standing right next to it. It happened right next to her on the sidelines. 5, 6 feet, I don't know, 10 feet. We saw it in 4K. She was watching it. And if she can't see, here's my thing. If that's real and she can't see action like that in front of her eyes, what are you doing coaching, right? So there's no way that statement or the statement she did today, there's no way any of it helps her or makes sense. The only way you can make sense of it is she's either stupid or she's a liar.